Hey guys, welcome back to Trending 10s. Today we're going to be looking at 10 amazing facts you never knew about the White House. Before we get into it, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss any of our banger uploads. Without further ado, let's get right into it. At number 10, George Washington never lived there. In 1791, the forefather and first president of the United States decided the location for the White House and approved the final design. The cornerstone was placed on October 13, 1792, when a group of Freemasons commenced building. President George Washington's term ended in 1797 and he died in 1799. Therefore, he never got the chance to dwell in the presidential mansion. In 1800, President John Adams and his wife Abigail moved into the unfinished mansion, making them the country's first couple. The structure and gardens cover an area of 18 acres. At number 9, suffragists protested outside the gates for 2 straight years. Beginning with Woodrow Wilson's inauguration on January 10, 1917, a group of ladies known as the Silent Sentinels began protesting outside the White House's gates. The National Women's Party was represented by the organization, which refused to move until women were granted the right to vote. For 2.5 years, they camped out in front of the White House 6 days a week. They were harassed, humiliated, and even beaten during the period. But they persisted until June 4, 1919, when the 19th Amendment was approved, granting women the right to vote for the first time. At number 8, it's rumored to be haunted. Many presidents, first ladies, workers, and visitors have claimed to have encountered spirits in the old building's chambers. Abigail Adams' ghost has been observed approaching the East Room where she used to hang her washing, while First Lady Mary Todd Lincoln has informed friends that she heard a furious and dejected Andrew Jackson stopping and shouting throughout the building's numerous passageways. President Abraham Lincoln, of course, is the most famous ghost, with sightings reported by the First Ladies of the Coolidge, Johnson, and Roosevelt administrations, as well as British Prime Minister Winston Churchill seeing Lincoln's ghost while residing at the White House during World War II. At number 7, it's housed bears, tiger cubs, and other wild animals. Of course, many presidents have had domestic pets such as dogs and cats, but some have accepted creatures that are much more farm-friendly or even exotic. Birds, hamsters, bunnies, dogs, cats, and horses were among the animals that brought onto the White House grounds by President John F. Kennedy. Thomas Jefferson had 2 bear cubs. Martin Van Buren had a pair of tiger cubs that the Sultan of Oman had given him and that Congress forced him to send to the zoo. William Henry Harrison had a billy goat and a cow. President James Buchanan had a pair of bald eagles, and Grover Cleveland raised chickens on the White House grounds among his puppies, ponies, and fish. At number 6, it's been punked. While the transition of power between outgoing and new presidents has been smooth and respectful in recent times, the departures of a few prior leaders have been anything but. While some leaving presidents have declined to meet with presidents-elect, such as Donald Trump's recent transition with Joe Biden, others have resorted to lighthearted pranks. However, one leaving government in particular stepped up its game. Clinton workers allegedly caused over $20,000 in damage to the White House before George W. Bush's administration took over in 2001 by removing the W keys from between 30 and 60 computer keyboards that were found taped to the walls. The employees also stole doorknobs, spread sticky goo on the undersides of desk drawers, and diverted roughly 100 phone lines to ring in other numbers. At number 5, more than 3,000 people work there full-time. When a former president leaves office, he usually takes his staff with him, allowing the president-elect to fill the vacancy. With over 3,300 full-time positions to replace, it's not easy. And that doesn't include those who work part-time for the White House or are hired by the executive branch but have offices off-site. More than 500 individuals work in the White House office alone, with almost 100 in the Vice President's office and around 1,300 in the military office. Also about 500 in the Office of Management and Budget. At number 4, it didn't have an official name until 1901. Even though it's been the official residence of all U.S. presidents since 1800, President Teddy Roosevelt didn't use the term White House on his stationery until 1901. It was previously known as the President's Mansion or the President's House. Some hypotheses claim that that name came as a result of the 1814 fire when the smoke-stained walls were washed over with white paint, although historians agree that this is generally untrue. At number 3, the White House is missing its cornerstone. The story of the White House's lost cornerstone is a must-tell at each of the White House anniversaries. A group of Freemasons gathered at a Georgetown pub on that fateful day in October 1792 and paraded to the intended location of the president's residence. They laid an engraved cornerstone to commemorate the beginning of the house's construction in a ceremony. They marched to an inn and raised a glass to the occasion, and then another, and then another. They made a total of 16 toasts. As a result, no one knew where the stone was. During the renovations, President Truman attempted to locate the stone, but no one's seen it since 1792. At number 2, it was torched by British soldiers. In 1814, British forces raided the White House and set it on fire in reprisal for American soldiers torching buildings in New York, Ontario during the War of 1812. The building's interior and roof were entirely damaged by the fire. President James Madison determined that the original designer, James Hoban, returned immediately to oversee the rebuilding. Although Madison and his wife were never able to return to the White House, it was rebuilt in time for newly elected President James Monroe to move in 1817. And at number 1, it was built by slaves. The White Mansion truth has become common knowledge after Michelle Obama touched a chord by describing her thoughts waking up every day in a house constructed by slaves. It's hardly unexpected given the situation of the US at the time that the White House was constructed. But according to White House documents, African American slaves were trained on the job to perform positions like quarryman, brickmaker, and carpenter. It's really something to think on. Well guys, thank you so much for making it to the end. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring that bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.